Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today we're going to do a build breakdown of my 2018 Toyota Tundra. We're going to start with the tires and how we got them to fit. These are a 37 12.5 R17 Mickey Thompson Baja Boss AT. Alright, I love these tires, but the one thing about them, they have a very aggressive sidewall, which is sweet, but also makes fitment a little tricky. So let me show you what I did and how I got them to fit. Also, they are on RRW wheel. It has a 0 offset. All right guys, the first thing we did was the body mount. That's gonna give you probably 75% of the headache trying to run a 37 12.5 that has a 0 offset wheel. So what I went ahead and did was I did a body mount drop before. That did fine with the 35s, but going to 37 was not gonna cut it. I know there's great videos out there where you can do alignment and, certain with wheel, tire, stuff like that can help you, more of a positive offset. Stuff like that can help. I didn't want to have to mess with any of that, so I just went in and did the DRT body mount relocate. So that just clears up enough space. You don't even have to worry about width as much. So I would say with a 0 offset wheel, 12.5 wide, 37, even with these Baja Bosses that have super aggressive sidewalls, there's probably another inch or so of room in there. So you could probably get by with maybe a 13.5 wide or even a more negative offset. I don't want to go anything past 0. I think that's like a perfect look for it, in my opinion. Yeah, these DRT body mount relocates were huge in that, and that's most of this. Then just the pinch weld, just kind of hammering that back, cutting that out of the way. And then you got your fender liner, just kind of trim that up some. I recommend taking it to a shop that's done it before. The shop I took it to do them quite often, mostly on Tacomas. Every now and then they do a Tundra. Alright, as far as the front bumper is concerned, all we did was just remove that fender liner section in here and then just trim the front bumper to what you need to make it fit. You don't really have to overcomplicate it. I just cut it out of the way. It's been like this for probably 8 years, and yeah, I haven't had any issues. I know it's exposed and open. I just hose it out and never had any issues with any of the wiring or electrical stuff. Yeah, so the front's really not that bad. Just take out the liner and trim what you got to trim. All right, we're gonna move on to the rear tire here and what I had to do for clearance on this one. But we're trying to make a video here. I will say that if you run a 0 offset with a normal 37 1250 12.5 wide, you're probably gonna be okay, but it's just these Baja Bosses have such an aggressive sidewall. That was one of my problems, is that when I got fully compressed, I was rubbing super hard right on the inside of the body panel here. That was problem number 1. And then problem number 2 was there's 2 metal brackets on the inside of the bed sides here that kind of bow in. They kind of come in this way, like so, as you can see. Those are in the way. So pulled the liner out, cut those brackets, bent them in line with the shape of the wheel opening here. Look at that, this thing's kind of bowing out of the way. You can take a look right there. So those 2 bolts right there we could reuse, and then right up there is where I put the new bolts in. And it was this panel, or whatever this is, this piece of metal that I bent more in line with the shape of the wheel well itself. So yeah, that guy. And then I just put the new bolts right through up there. But yeah, I just kind of did that. Just put some new bolts with washers on them. All right, by getting both those pieces of metal in line with this and pushed out of the way, when at full compression it used to rub on both those spots. Now that's not an issue, but then at full compression this sidewall would rub on the inside of the fender here. So what I would do, or what I did, is I just came in here with a crescent, slipped it over the inner fender liner, or whatever this is. I slipped it over the, whatever you want to call this, I slipped over this piece of metal and just bent it up, but I did it up here. So I just bent this up. It did cause the paint to crack, so I just sanded it down, sprayed black paint on that, and this is what it looks like now. I probably should put a couple more bolts on here, because that was the second problem I had, is that the fender liner, now it's being sucked up. Holes don't want to line up. The fender holes don't want to line up with the bedside holes. So you can see up here, this one's a little gnarly looking. I just gotta line that up, put a new bolt through that. It's actually held on there super strong. Now they have some bolts going through it with washers, it really holds it in. And I can take this thing off-roading. I'll show you some clips here of where it's full compression, you know, 1 tire, 2 tires are off the ground, and I'm not rubbing. Maybe the front, if you're turned like 1 rotation in and it's completely compressed, you might get a little rubbing, but it's so minor and it's such a weird spot in the turn that it just doesn't bug me. So yeah, let's move on to the next thing, which I think would be suspension. All right, back up front here. What we have for suspension is a Icon upper control arm, which I got probably 8 years ago. It was my first suspension kit I put on. It was a Icon lift. It was like a stage 9. But then I switched to these Bilstein 8112s. I believe these are called the DSA. It has all the adjusters on them. These are also custom tuned by Wheel every weekend. You put I think he calls it his race piston, linear race piston. So yeah, these things are incredible. I love these shocks. It's definitely far exceeds anything I'm probably gonna do with it. I did do a little bit of whoops with it, but it's mainly just for when I go out in the trails. If I'm kind of going a little quick down the logging road and I hit some bump I didn't see, this is going to be able to eat it up with no problem. But I do want to push a little bit harder. I think if we go out to the sand dunes sometimes, I want to see if I can hit some of the whoops out there with some more speed. But yeah, I love them so far. I've messed around with the settings. I put them on firm, soft, factory setting. They're all really good. I think factory setting so far is probably the best. I might go a little bit softer than that. Yeah, so far I love them. And then one more thing I wanted to note on the suspension. It's set right now, so the Bilstein, the front shocks are set to about 2.75 inch of lift height. And then in the rear, I'm running the Icon RXT rear leafs, and that gives it about 1.75 inch of lift height. So I believe on these trucks, it's about 2 inches of rake. So right now it's only about 1 inch of rake, so it sits almost level. I think having just a touch of rake looks good because I don't want it to look like a squatted look or anything. So, alrighty, the next thing I want to hit on is the gearing. Going to 37s, look, you could do it. You could drive around for sure on 37s with stock gear. It was fine. I think even if you're towing or whatnot, the truck can do it. Is it happy? No, it can do it. So I've had vehicles in the past I put bigger tires on, and definitely wish I would have re-geared. I blew up a transmission because I just think it was on a Dodge, so I mean it's a Dodge thing maybe, but I just think it just kind of lugs a little bit more. Sometimes it's way down the RPMs when you're on stock gear, so it's just a little harder on the drivetrain component. I don't want that, and I always wanted to try re-gearing to see what it's like. So I did re-gear. I went to 529 gears front and rear. It's awesome. It drives like stock again, drives like factory. So definitely recommend, if you're thinking of doing gears, go ahead and do it. I know it's really expensive. It's probably one of the most expensive. So yeah, when we did gears, I went ahead and that was a good time to do lockers while they're in there. Kind of do a buy once, cry once. I went with a Auburn grip and lock in the rear, like a limited slip clutch pack style. It's not a locker, but it definitely makes it drive so much better just around town on wet roads or something. That was one thing I hated, is when I stepped on the throttle on a wet road while I'm turning, and you get a 1 tire spinning, and it's just no fun. So having that in there, it really helps lock them up. A lot more fun and definitely good performance. And then in the front, I went with a Eaton E-Locker, which has been phenomenal. That thing has gotten me so many more places with ease. I think that's the main difference. Is I might have gotten up a lot of these trails I've done. You would have had to really hit it with some speed, get some momentum going, but with the locker, you can just crawl over it and use that, your traction as your friend to get over stuff. So yeah, the Eaton E-Locker in the front, and then Auburn grip and lock in the rear. I think a great street / off-road combination. I think if I was like a full-time off-roader, I'd obviously do a locker in the rear as well, but for someone who wants street driving and off-road capability, I think a front locker with a rear limited slip is a really good combination to have. All right, one of the other things I did was just these Baja Design SAE fog lights. I think it's the Squadron SAE fog light. They look super cool. I don't know if they definitely work better than what the factory had in there, but they're nothing near like a full aftermarket, like off-road only light. They mainly just look cool, and I like how they look in there, and the light pattern is definitely more squared away. Yeah, those are definitely just kind of for looks. I don't know how much performance we're getting out of them, but I like them. All right, I think that just about sums up the current build breakdown. I'd call it like a stage 1 we'll go with. We'll call it a stage 1 breakdown because it looks pretty factory still. I mean, if you're just someone that didn't know what you're looking at, you're like, oh, that's cool, it has bigger tires on it. Yeah, if you want to see more content with this truck, I plan to take this thing all over the place and really push it to its limits. That's why I want to test it. I want to test all the parts I got on it. So if that's something that interests you, you should totally subscribe. I'll be doing a whole bunch of stuff with this truck. So thanks for watching.